You're going to lie down on your side. You're going to straighten your bottom arm nice and long. And we're going to bring your leg up onto your roller here. So I'm in a nice long line from my tail to my head and out through those fingers, and then reaching out long through this other leg. I'm going to take my top hand behind the head, and you're just going to roll forward and tap, elbow to the floor. And then we're going to roll back, and I'm going to let my head try and drop into the floor first, and then look past my top elbow and rotating to look at the wall behind me. And then I'd like you to just keep going with that and see if you can keep your knee on the roller and the roller itself quite steady. So there is room for a little movement here because we've got a rolling object. To make this a little more challenging, you could put your knee up on a yoga block or something like a little pile of books so that it doesn't move at all. Otherwise, you've just got to think of reaching the knee forward as you go back. And we're just going to do one more, and I'd like you to think of keeping your rib cage down as we go back. So I'm going to think of dropping my ribs down here. It's tempting to arch and back bend, but I'm going to try and keep dropping the ribs as I rotate back. 3 breaths this time. Breathing into the rib cage and breathing out to rotate a little more. Breathing into my rib cage and breathing out to rotate. One more breath. Sending that knee back onto the roller and then coming back. And then we just spin around and do that on the other side. So my top knee's on, my foot's on. I've got a nice long arm here, or you could even have this arm, if that's uncomfortable, you could have a pillow for your head here and keep the arm forward. And get my microphone sorted. Hand behind the head, and we're just going to tap your elbow to the floor. Roll your head back to your hands and try and see the floor behind you, keeping that knee connected down. Dropping the ribs, dropping the breastplate, and coming back. And then we tap, rotate, and roll. Trying to see that wall behind you, breathing down into the low rib cage, almost into the waist. You can breathe into the upper back, and then coming back. And we're just going to do it twice more. That beautiful sunlight streaming in. And back we go. 3 breaths on this one, so stay there. See if you can send your breath into any areas that are a little muddy, restricted. Maybe places that haven't had the breath for a while. And then coming back.